afternoon, man cavers, on a hot sunny Sunday. So this is the new name of the new mod that I'm working on. I used AI to create the image and came out pretty good. So that's what I've been working on this week, is to try and get that image onto a button. Now you may have seen that I'm using this one here. It won't focus now. Come on. Okay, let's turn that a bit. Anyway, that goes that way. And I've been using this one. So I'm creating, while I've got the aluminium in the machine, I'm creating a few more and just trying to refine the way I've got the cutting toolpath set up on the CNC so that I can duplicate it. So that's the second one, and then I've done this one here and it's just got that little bit more refinement in it. You can see the cog on the outside has got better defined holes in it, or what looks like holes. If I can get it to focus. Come on. There we go. So it's a C with a B and a flame coming up through the middle with a cog on the outside, and then we've got the typical top hat button, and this has all been machined. I've polished this top, that's all, and I've just ran that buff around there, which I'll show you on the one we're going to do next. But the idea is to get it so that I don't really have to do a lot on this side. When I fit a mod, I'm going to be turning this side down, and the button is much smaller than that on the bottom, but that's the thickness of the material that I'm working with. So let's go and have a look what I've got to do. So I've created all the tool paths in Fusion 360, and I then export that so that I can bring it into Cavera controller, which controls the CNC machine. So this one is the first one. So I think there is 11 paths. So what this one's going to do is it's going to face off here, if I've got it measured in the right place. Bear with me while I change this probe. I don't know how long this video is going to be, but so put the probe in, select it, and then this will hopefully outline, if I've got my measurements right, about here. Be okay, I think. So it's now going to prompt me to put in tool number 4, which is this one, which is see if we can get it to focus on it, a single flute 3mm or 3.75mm for metal. In, press the button to say it's in. I'm going to turn the air compressor on. So unfortunately we will hear the compressor running, but don't have a lot of choice with that. We need to blow the chips away. Just setting up, just going to try and get this so I can get you on a better view. There we go. So this is cutting down at 0.2mm on each pass. I need need to go down. I'm going down and facing it so that the button actually is in the middle of this material. Just means that we know it's absolutely square. We shan't do any video editing or anything. You're seeing it as it's running in real time. So you can see the time it's going to take to cut the button. And then obviously we need to put the button on the lathe to set the button up for the actual mod. I'm sure there are many different ways that people will do this, but this is my way. Right, so let's take you back over to the machine. Now I could, let's see if I can do it from the, no I won't. I'm going to do it from the PC. I can be able to do it from the tablet, but so we're going to choose button 2 next. Select. This is going to do the engraving bits, or some of the engraving. I've had to do it in sections, so we don't want the scan, we just want it to change the tool. So it's going to go over, it's going to tell me that it needs to change the tool, which is a useful feature. I know in the past on the other machine that I have had the wrong tool in. So tool 247, which is this one, which is a where's the camera? It's a bullnose 0.4mm, I think. So it does like sorry about that, forgot that it was in the way of the door. Right, so to change that tool out, we will need that again in a bit. Put this one in. This one will do like a rough tool path. Each time the tool goes in, you can see what it's doing. It's going to touch on the touch plate so that it knows the exact height of the tool, compares that to where it thinks the metal is, which is here. And then it will run up and do that little bit. It's only a little bit that it does. The rest is with the finer tool. Because the detail on this is so fine, it is really tricky to get it to do a tool path. But I've ordered some 0.1mm end mills, so we can get, I'm hoping to be able to get even a finer, crisper detail on the button. But for now I'm just going to run a few buttons off. It's practice for me, being able to set up the machine how I want. While the metal's in there, we might as well use it. It doesn't look like it's doing a lot, but you can hear it is doing something. But it means by using a bigger tool and coming down in size, it means it's putting less pressure on the tool that we want to finish with. We could do it with one tool, but just adds that little bit of extra long life to the finer tool bits, because if you can imagine 0.2 bit, 0.2 mil is pretty small, and I've got probably 3 or 4 that have broken. Probably because I'm asking too much of the tool. You'll hear the compressor kick in every so often. We've got air pushing onto the tip of the tool to keep it cool and blow away the chips so that they don't build up. Problem with aluminium is it will tend to build up chips on the tool. Right, here we go, another tool change is coming up. So we're going to go now, I think, with tool 2, which is this one, which is a 0.2, although I think I can't, oh bollocks, I can't see with my eyesight very well, but I've got a feeling that this one is actually being broken. But it's still doing the job, so we'll go with it. So that's finished that one. Back to the machine now, sorry, the PC, and we were using button 2, so we'll now upload button 3, select and run. We don't need to change any settings, we just click run, and this is going to do quite a bit of the detail. It's going to tell me again to change the tool. So we will go and change the tool. I have to keep remembering to take the tools out when I finish, because I keep cutting myself when I'm cleaning this thing. Okay, so I press the button on the top here once I've changed it. This will again touch off. It needs to know how long the tool is. It works all that out. Much better than my previous CNC, because that was all manual, whereas this is quite a lot of it is automated in this aspect of setting the tool depths and things like that. I've actually got another probe coming, which is a 3D probe, which I'll show you when it comes. Now this one is going to do an awful lot of the work of the engraving. Let's see if I can get it in so that you can see it a bit better, maybe what it's actually doing. I leave that running. I don't know about you, but yesterday was the longest day of the year. Today it's Sunday the 22nd of June, and it's actually cooled quite a bit from yesterday by about 6 degrees, so it's currently showing 22 in the shed. It's 26. So it's quite a bit cooler than it was yesterday in here. It's about 30 in here. It's just too hot for me to be in here with a 3D printer going and my CNC. Makes it uncomfortable. I think what I like about this machine is its noise as well. I mean, my compressor is noisier than the machine, milling aluminium. But I know some of you like to see these videos, so I thought I would run a complete process video of the button being created for the new mod. Because I think I've been creating an aluminium top plate, like the one I've shown you earlier, and possibly an aluminium bottom plate. It seems appropriate to have an aluminium button. And we can explore what this machine can do as well. it and see what it will do and how fine detail it will get. There's about 11 runs on this job. If I'm using Fusion 360 personal version, which is a free version, that doesn't allow me to merge all of the jobs into one, because what you can do is actually merge them into one package, if you like, and then at each stage it will just carry on and tell you to change the tool when needed, right? Whereas this one is stop the job, I now need to go and start the next job, which will be, in a minute, number 4. So we're on number 3, so I will select number 4, select, and we will click run. It won't need to do a tool change because it knows that the tool is in there, is the right tool. It doesn't need to do a reset of the height or anything, so it will just carry on. Whereas if I was able to merge all of these tool paths into one package, it would then just carry on, so you wouldn't see this stop-start. I think the Cavera CAM software will do that, but I'm not sure if it will take my Fusion files and then put them in, but I'll test it at some point when it annoys me enough that I have to do this. I have got a tablet right here, which let's see if I can actually connect the tablet and see whether it works. I know that you can't run the tablet and controller connected to the same device, but what we might be able to do is disconnect it. So I'm going to disconnect it. Oh, I can't disconnect it. It's actually running on the computer. What we'll do is we'll disconnect the computer from it, and then we'll try and run it from the controller or the tablet. My workshop's pretty small, so it doesn't really, I'm in 2 steps and I'm in front of my computer, so it doesn't matter that much. Now this one's going a lot slower. I've slowed this one down so that it can really take its time and get the detail. Can't really get it to focus any better than that, I'm afraid. Perhaps because it's moving, I don't know. If I could merge the jobs, we could probably get this down. We're at 19 minutes now into this process. Probably get this down to 15 minutes maybe, to where we are now. But it's a nice Sunday, so we're not in a rush. Computer's telling me that it's got about 3 minutes left on this one. same idea of repelling magnet switch, but I want to fix and make the inside a little more compact and less components. So I'm working on a 3D part that will give me less components, and I also need to still solve the issue of the top plate getting too hot. It doesn't bother me, I've used it for a week or two now, but I still think there's a better way of doing it, and using silver contacts with some form of insulation will be the answer, I think. So I'm working on that over the next week or two, and hope to have another mod, or another version of this mod prototype still in a 3D print mod. I haven't machined the body of the CNC yet. I need to get the body right first. Using 3D printing means that I can alter it quickly, and it costs pence to print a new body, and maybe 2 or 3 hours of printing. That's really what I'm working on at the moment. The other thing I've got here, you can see what's happening. It has a clearance height of 3mm, and at this speed, what I haven't worked out on this machine is how to get it to go up and down a lot quicker without making the cutting speed quicker, if that makes sense, because they seem to be linked. So if I change the cutting speed, it then changes the retraction speed and the feed-in speed, but I'll get there. Again, it is trial and error. Once I'm comfortable with what I'm doing, then I'll start refining settings and things like that, and seeing what I need to do. Only a little bit of space in there. It can't quite get the whole complete flame that runs between the C and B cleared from the actual C or B, because it's just too small. But that's what I'm hoping the 0.1mm will do. Can't really get any smaller than that. I'm sure there's somebody who's got them, but I wouldn't probably run them in aluminium because they're just going to break. So at the moment it is just doing the B, it's taking out the inner parts of the B. And each cut that we're putting in here is doing something slightly different. I might have done that one now, so I will go. Oh no, it's going to do something else. Still going. See, that's where we're losing time. The amount of clearance that it needs, it doesn't need that clearance. I could probably set it to 1mm. And it wouldn't need to go up to 3mm. Definitely needs to be 1mm because we're 1mm down on the surface of the material. Again, trial and error. Looks like we're almost finished on the computer, so should be finished. I'd say that's finished now. Yeah. So, machine is stopping. It's moving away. That's what we at. So that's the software. We've done number 4, so we're on to 5 next. 4, 5. Select. Go to the software and go run. Let's see what's happening on this occasion. Still using the same tool. We won't change the tool until we start to cut out the button. There's three processes of cutting the button out. We do the inner cap or top hat part, if you like. Then there'll be a tool change so that I can add a little chamfer onto the edge, just to clean the edge up, because I want to get a better finish on directly from the machine rather than have to do it on my lathe. Not because I mind doing it on my lathe, it's just the machine should do it, so we might as well have a finished product or almost finished product from the machine. I do have to do a little bit of sanding, which you'll see in a minute, well, in a few minutes. There's a bit of sanding to do because all of this engraving on the top creates very slight burrs on it. So just a couple of licks over with a sandpaper just finishes that off. It looks like we're doing some more fine work. There's probably much better ways of doing this, which we will explore in the future. But for now, this is what we've got. Be interesting for me to see how long this takes, this process for this button, because I actually thought it was about 20 something minutes. Clearly it's going to be considerably longer than that. So if you're still with us, congratulations. I think I might create a YouTube channel. I've actually got a YouTube channel. I think I might start putting these videos up on YouTube so people can, other people, wider audience can see them. Next time I'll do a time-lapse video, although you don't actually get to see what the machine is actually doing. And the process it's going through. This one is it's not got long to go on this one, maybe a minute. I don't actually know what I set it to do. Clearly it needs it. There we go, that's that one. So, another bit of finer detail, I think. So what are we on? Let's have a look. We're going to go to number 6 now. 6 is a 3-parter because I've actually put bits in between. So we've got 6 for the button, then I've got a 6A, and then there's a 6AB. So let's do 6. Select. Run. Oh right, so you can see what it's actually doing. It's it's defining the outside of the cog a little better. So let's go back over to the machine. So this should be quite a quick pass, but what I've done is I've done a slow cut on this one. You can actually see it picking up the burr on the cog. So I'm actually going 0.4 mil on this one. So the edge of the cog is quite well defined on the button. Because I found on mine it sort of disappeared onto the edge. So that should be that job done. Then I've got then on the cog itself are little pinholes, if you like, on the design. So we've got 6A. 6A is going to put in 0.2 mil. Just going to go down there and engrave 0.2 mil deep. And then 6.AB, these are just the names I've given it. 6.AB will give us 0.4 mil. So you can see it just touches down and it's just putting in those cogs. I'll leave this phone here whilst I swap to 6AB. So this is 6AB and it's going to add in the cogs detail at 0.4 mil. So it's just going over what it's already done. Then I think I'm going to change this now while you're there. I think job 7. I'll bring you over. You might as well have a look at what I'm doing rather than me explain it. So we've done 6AB, so we're going to go to 7, which I believe is the outside. So what that is showing, it's the outside of the top hat of the button. So again, we can go run. We'll go over to the machine and that will change, prompt us to change the tool. I don't know why it comes over there to tell me it needs a tool change, but it does. So take that out. We're putting back in number 4, which is the single flute for metal, 3 mil, and that's going to, I'll click the button on the top, that's going to do its touchdown, organise how high it is, and then it's going to come back out and then cut around the outside of the inner part of the button. Now this is a very slow, again, process because of the actual depth of cut is pretty low. I think we're cutting at 0.2 mil, but it's got to work its way down now, and it's going to ramp down. Let's move you in a bit more. You can see what's happening there. So as I say, it's only 0.2 mil of a cut. The final outside part of the button I've gone to 0.4 and it handles it fine. I don't know why I don't change this one to 0.4, to be honest. Probably go the longer life we can get out of them, the better. If I was doing it for a business, then you may want to make it a lot faster process, more automated, or you'd probably just send it out to China and say, make that button. And of course they would do it for like 2p. They'd probably do it. If I sourced this out and did, say, I don't know, 100 or 200 in China, they would probably be able to make the button for cheaper than I could get the aluminium. But as you know, we're in the man cave. This is where we make things. I think what keeps me intrigued in this sort of thing is being able to see a vision come to life from what I've thought about, how I've designed it, and when you start getting the result, like the button that we've created so far, I'm quite excited to move on to the next bit because I can see how good the button is, and I'm just hopeful that the next mod that comes out will be as exciting as being able to create the buttons and things like that with this machine. That's what I bought it for, is to just have a better, more accurate machine. The fourth axis is also a exciting new thing for me because I haven't had a 4-axis before. This goes down, I think this goes down about 4 mil, 4 point something mil. From memory. Don't actually know why it goes down that far, to be honest, because I don't need 4 mil, but there you go. Again, I've got to refine the button, I think. Once I've got a mod that I'm happy with, I can refine the button to exact measurements. But until I've got a mod that I can sort of test it with, this is what I'm doing. And the reason I've got one failed, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know where the other one is actually. I've shown you 3. I've got 1 in my pod. I've got 1, 2 on my bench. Oh, I know. Button, which I think you may have seen on a picture or two on my mod. It's gone dark again. So you can see the chips. There are chips coming off, although they're very, very small, whispery, air-blown chips. I'm confident I could double the depth of cut on this easy without it complaining at all. about a minute to go on this one. Oh no, even less than that. That's the exit path. That needs sorting out as well, because I don't really like it doing that, because it goes straight over to the edge, to the outside edge, and lifts out. So that's that done. So what I've got next is number 8, and I've got a chamfer. So what that's going to do is just run a chamfer around the top of the button that we've just cut, just to clean it up a little, because I've had the few that I've took out of the machine. I'm just going to go back and change the tool. Yeah, the few that I've took out, it's a little bit rough on the edge if you want, so we just want to refine that a little bit. While we've got the machine running, we might as well use it to do it. And what I tend to do is run the tool path twice, just because I think it does a better finish if we just run it round once to do the cut and then once to just do a finer finishing pass I should say, not path. So you'll see this, just a quick pass around the edge. That's it. I'm going to run that again. Just have to wait for it to hit the top out of. So just running that tool path again. Again, I haven't found out how to run it twice without manually running it twice, but I'm sure there is a way. That's it. Right, the next tool path, I've split this one to be able to put a, so number 8, number 9 next. So number 9, select, and we will run this, and it will require a tool change. So what I've done with this one, the thickness of the material is 9.7mm, and what I want to do is just, whoops, I want to do exactly the same as what I've just done and run a finishing chamfer pass around the cut that this is going to make. So this one's going to do 7.65mm deep, and then it's going to stop. Then I'm going to run the next tool path, which is the chamfer tool path, which will just again give me a little chamfered edge around the top hat, which means I haven't got to put a tool in there or sand it or anything like that. Now this one, I can't remember, this one is a lot quicker and it's a lot deeper cut. So we're going 0.4 at a time on this now. If anybody's got this far and still watching and has a CNC and does this type of work, do feel free to pass on your tips on how I may be able to do this probably better, quicker, more efficiently, because any comments like that are welcome. I am here and I'm learning, and I'm gladly take any advice that people offer on how to make it a bit better. it's quite a light cut at the moment because it's not cutting the full width of the tool until it gets down to the 4 point something mil. We're just cutting the edge away, and that's the amount of top hat that we're cutting away. Once it gets down to the depth of cutting the full width of the tool bit, you'll see quite a lot more chips coming out, I think. Which is getting close now. I'll tell you what depth we're at. We're at 3.2. It's got another millimetre or two or so to go. Whether this might be a better angle. Couple of passes, I think it's going to be cutting the full width of the tool bit, and you'll hear the tone change. There we go, that's the tone change of the tool as it's cutting its full width. And we're going to go down, as I say, 7 mil, so we're at 4.8, so it's going to go down another 3 mil, and then we'll do the tool change part and the chamfer, and then we'll put it back in and finish it. So I think we're going to get this done within an hour. If you are watching, do let me know that you did watch it, because it's useful to know if people interested in this sort of thing, and I'll continue to do full videos rather than time lapse or anything. It's not as good as watching Formula 1, but you know, or something else exciting on the telly, but maybe you've got it on in the background. That we will go over here and get ready for that to stop. We can't do anything till that finishes. There we go. So we did 9, and so we've got number 10, which is the chamfer. Select, run. This will just do a little chamfer. Well, again, like the other chamfer, I'll do it twice. So I'm just going to bring that up, change the tool, click OK, bring the lid back down, bring that back in there. So at the moment it's just going to do its touchdown. We will run it twice again. I might have said that already, but it's only a few seconds to run this job. So I'll leave it where it is. So you can see that's going right down and round the outside edge. I'll run it again, just bear with me while I wait for it to. bring you back over here. We'll wait for this to finish. We have to wait for that blue line to go, and then we'll run 11, which is the part 2 of the outside, and this one will go down down to the 7mm and start cutting from there, so we're not wasting time. Oh, hang on, it's okay. I was worried then it was going to do it without a tool change. This is the last tool change and the last cut. Bring that down. Bring you over there. That should move over. Come on, CNC. I said I'd get this done in an hour. Taking all my time. Now the other thing with this machine compared to my other one is the accuracy. So we know the material I've measured at with my normal calipers at 9.7mm. So I'm going down on this material to 9.65mm. That leaves me 0.5 of a mil of material. I'm not going right through, because if I go through with a button, what's likely to happen is it will pick the button up and the tool will mark it and damage it, which I've had in the past. So I need to keep the button in situ. But what I've found with going to this depth is that I can leave the material in place, and it's so thin, it's like it's leaving like a aluminium tin foil depth, which is enough to hold it. Usually, I'm saying usually because I've knowing my luck, touch wood, it won't do it, but it will break free, which we don't want. There we go, it's just about broke free, because I could see it just lift. Has it gone through? Yes, it's actually broke through. Right, let's move you. Let me turn my air on so that it doesn't blow all the aluminium around. Okay, so what we've got here then is it has broke through. You can see the spoil board below, whereas these others it didn't. So it's just the surface of this. But look at that, I can just pull it out, and it's just held on by that little bit of aluminium. So let's go over here now. Put you there. So you saw 5 holes, 1 button still in situ. So this is the latest one. This was the other one I did, and that's the sort of size of the button that we're going to end up with out of this. But it was just a plain one, and I wanted to attempt to put my logo of this new mod on the button. So that's where we got to. We've seen those two. So as I say, this just wants a little bit of a sand. How long are we at? 55 minutes. So let's see if we can get this done in 5 minutes. This just tears off, look. And what I was trying to do here, you can see it's still got a bit of debris there around the edge, which is what I was trying to avoid. So I'll just run around there with my knife later, and it just comes out like I've just pulled that other bit out. So what I do with this, you can just see, let's see if we can zoom in a bit. You can see the surface, and you can see how how much burring it's got on it. You can feel it as well. So I'm just going to run this up and down this bit of, I think it's 320 or something. Yeah, a bit of 320 on a sanding pad. I'm going to keep it as flat as I can, so I'm just putting pressure on it. Because we're just taking the burrs. I don't want to actually take any of the surface off. But I'm actually just listening to it. Hopefully you can hear it as well. When the burr's there, you can hear it's quite rough. You can feel it in my fingers that it's quite rough. So I just want to get it so that it's smooth. That's pretty good. That's that bit done. Then I got these. These are from Superdrug, and they are for women who like to file their nails. And that's all it is. It's a bit of foam backed, quite a really good bit of sandpaper. Meant for acrylic, obviously, nails and things like that. But I think I bought half a dozen packs when it went in the shop once, and I've still got them now. But you'll see the results that I can get from it. Again, just a little bit. I'm not trying to take anything off. You see how that's finished. Then we turn this over, and this has a shiny bit. So again, much easier. Again, just let's rub that. And see if it says it's shiny or not. And it is. It does what it says it does. Okay, so I'm just going to turn this over just a little bit, and I'm just going to, I'm twisting this as I'm coming along. I'm just taking any burrs off the edge. Oh, we're getting there, we're getting there. Might not quite make it with an hour, but let's see. So I've just took that edge off, and then I use my rotary tool and just give it a little buff. I'm not too worried about those burrs on the bottom section. We'll get that in a bit. Just want to see if I can get this button done within an hour. Not that I am rushing now, but I wasn't. It's not intended to be rushed within an hour. Just seems a nice, appropriate time, doesn't it, to get a button done within an hour. That's just the machine, of course. That's not all the setting up of the tool paths. It takes, well, it's taken me a long time. Right, there we go. There's my next new button. You can see the cog on the outside. It's got the detail that I wanted, and it feels, to the touch, it's nice and smooth as well. Just 1 hour, and then we'll go through and put it on the lathe. I won't need to do anything with this side, the face side. I'll just use it to hold it and then turn the back down to the right diameter that we need for the new mod, which will be something like that one. Thank you for watching. As I said before in the video, hopefully you enjoyed going through that process. This is the next prototype that I'm working on. There's still a lot of work to do on that yet, but that's happening this week or the next 2 weeks or so. Until the next time, have a great summer.